All right, so we've done quite a few online trainings recently, and one of the most common questions we get is around evergreen launches, specifically how to set up an evergreen funnel. Now, when you hear about an evergreen funnel, it's often in the context of a launch. And predominantly, there's two types of launch models: open cart, close cart. That's when the cart opens and closes for everyone at the same date and time. And then there's the evergreen funnel, where a unique deadline is created for every visitor or user that goes through the funnel. Now, of course, the appealing thing about an evergreen funnel is that you do all the work of setting up for a launch, but then it runs in the background and hopefully it drives customers on a consistent basis. What I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to show you quickly how we set up an evergreen funnel. And I'm going to use as an example one of the evergreen funnels that we have set up on our site. So this is a live evergreen funnel. I know it works because it drives customers each and every day. If you have any questions about this, let me know. I am happy to record more videos. So the evergreen funnel that we're working on here is around our AI newsletter. Krista publishes a paid newsletter each and every Friday. So it costs money to sign up and receive this newsletter. The way this funnel works, I'm going to show you a quick overview, and then I'll get into the different pieces, is we run ads to a webinar, all right, about AI search, showing up in AI search results. And people either watch that webinar or they don't. But either way, when that webinar is over, it triggers a sequence of emails that people receive that promote a special offer around our AI newsletter. People have a certain amount of time to take advantage of this special offer. And if they don't, then they get redirected. They can still sign up, but they get redirected to a page that has the full price offer on it. Now, people set up evergreen funnels in all sorts of ways. Another way that this could be set up is that we don't give people a chance to sign up at all after the special offer expires. Sometimes people will put a coming soon or a wait list page up. So if you miss the special offer, you can sign up on the wait list to hear about when the offer opens up again. In our case, we want people to be able to sign up if they decide they want to sign up, but we just don't give them access to the special offer page after the countdown expires. So let's take a look real quick at the different pieces. You can, of course, take a look at our ads in the Facebook ad library. And if you don't know where that is, just Google Facebook ad library. It'll come up. You can check out any ads that are running across Facebook. But we are driving people to this masterclass. So this masterclass, if you click on this button here, you'll see that it's just going to give me a date and time that's coming up. So one that starts in 10 minutes, one that starts in tomorrow, one that starts in 2 days. At this point, it was done live the first time it was done, but now it's just a recording, and it's always going to give people opportunities at these intervals. So when somebody signs up, they will get reminders as to when the webinar is starting. And that's all set up in the webinar software that we use. We've experienced with a few different pieces of webinar software. What Krista uses is Webinar Jam. I've used Easy Webinar. They both have pretty much the same functionality, but it will allow you to send reminders encouraging people to actually attend the webinar. Now, regardless, what you can do is you can trigger emails using something like Kit after the webinar happens. So after people go through the webinar, they get a series of emails, and you see that these emails are really sent out within 7 days. And what that matches is the special offer that people get access to. So you'll notice that this looks very much like the sales page I showed you before. The only difference is at the top of this page is a smart bar. And this smart bar is telling people that they have an opportunity to sign up at 50% off for the next 6 days or so. Now, this countdown is unique to each visitor. So it will start the first time a visitor lands on this page. So if you open up this page at daveyandkrista.com/design edit/offer, you're going to see a different countdown than I'm seeing right now. When this countdown expires, people are going to go to the non-special offer page. And again, same exact sales page. The only difference is it doesn't have the special offer. And if you go to the very bottom of the page, you can see that this is the full price offer if you want to sign up for the design edit. So At a 10,000 foot view, that's what the funnel looks like. And so it's pretty easy to set up, especially if you're using a tool like Showit. So I'm here in my Showit site. And if I wanted to duplicate one of my sales pages, all I would have to do is go in here and hit duplicate. I'm not going to do that, of course, because this is already set up. Now, what am I using for the countdown timer? The countdown timer is pretty critical to the Evergreen funnel because you need a countdown timer that when it expires, it's going to redirect visitors from the special offer to the full price offer. And again, it doesn't have to be when you're creating an offer, you don't have to give people a discount. You could just give people a special offer that's full price, but it includes a bunch of bonuses. But whatever it is that you're taking away, you want to make sure that people can't get back to this page. The tool that we use, probably unsurprisingly, is BDOW. So I'm already in my BDOW account here, and this is where I'm setting up this smart bar. Now, BDOW can be used to set up all sorts of modals and pop-ups and forms. This is called a smart bar, and you can see we have this countdown timer element. It's easy to add, so you just come up here to add new, and then I would select countdown. Not going to do it because I don't want to mess anything up. But when you click on the countdown, you'll see that you have evergreen options and fixed date options. So regardless of what kind of launch you're doing, you can use a countdown timer from BDOW. When you select evergreen, you'll notice that you have a number of different options for when the countdown timer ends. Now, you could just stop showing the pop-up, especially if you want to just have one sales page and then you have a code people use at checkout. You can just make the code known through the pop-up. And then after the countdown timer expires, people won't see the pop-up anymore, and so they won't have access to the code. So that's one route to go. You could also, there's a number of funnels that I know of that do this, where they just restart the timer. So the offer really is actually available at any time for people. I don't like this as much. Krista doesn't like doing this either, where when we tell people that there's a special offer for a certain amount of time, we want to make sure that that's actually true. So what we do is redirect to another page. And like I said, the special offer page, or maybe I haven't said this yet, the special offer page is at design edit dash offer, whereas the full price offer is just at design edit. So when the countdown expires, we're redirecting the user to the full price sales page. Now, how do we get this to show up on only this special offer page? That's easy. As you go through and you set up your countdown timer, when you get to visibility, this is where you're going to say whether you want the smart bar at the top of the page, bottom of the page, so on and so forth. But you're also going to set display rules. Now, I think this is a saved set of display rules that Chris has brought over because she doesn't need all these don't shows. But you can see that she has show just on this special offer page here. So that's how she sets this up so that it displays on the special offer page. And then when it expires, it redirects people to the full price offer. On the Showit side of things, there's not really much you have to do outside of actually creating your sales page. But you don't have to embed, since she's using a smart bar, she doesn't have to embed any sort of code. Now, one of the things that Krista could do, especially since one of the most common questions we get is how long the Evergreen funnel should last. In this case, it lasts for 7 days. That is a long time for an offer for something that just doesn't cost that much money. And I would say anything under $100, you could probably decrease the amount of time that you give somebody to make a decision. 7 days for what is ultimately, $10 monthly or $99 for the year is a long time for somebody to make that decision. And what we found in other Evergreen funnels is that, especially if the price of whatever you're selling is lower, giving people a little bit less time and forcing them to make a decision generally results in a little bit better of a conversion rate. Now, this isn't true for programs or courses that cost hundreds or thousands of dollars. Oftentimes, something like 7 days is in a very appropriate amount of time to give somebody to make a decision. And it's also an appropriate amount of time or a necessary amount of time to nurture those people through the email sequence. And so you can see part of the reason that we have it going for 7 days right now is because Krista does have a pretty robust email sequence that's promoting this webinar. So that's one thing she could do. Something else that she's actually testing out right now, and I can report back on the results, is the price. You can see at the full price offer, there's not a monthly option, there's a quarterly option and an annual option. Of course, the annual option is higher than what it is for the special offer price, but she's testing quarterly and annually. One of the other things that I've been encouraging her to test are the bonuses. Right now, whether you sign up monthly or whether you sign up annually, you get access to all of the past issues of the newsletter. Something that I'd love to see her test is only giving people access to the past newsletters if they sign up for the annual option. So if they sign up for the monthly option, they can still get the special monthly price, but they just don't get all of the past newsletters. So those are some of the things that we're thinking through as we iterate on this funnel here. But as you can see, it's pretty easy to set up. All you need to do is make sure that you have a duplicated sales page, all right? And then some way to drive people to that special offer page. I know I haven't talked much about the ads, but ads are really one of the best ways to reach new audiences and then consistently be driving traffic in the background to whatever it is that you're getting people into the funnel. Now, we could also test not doing the webinar at all. The reason that we have a webinar as part of this Evergreen funnel is that the first time we ever launched this, we did it with a webinar, and the webinar converted really well. I am curious, though, if we were to take the webinar out and we were just to drive people straight to the special offer page, if we'd see conversion rates that are just about the same. And again, it shortens the funnel. It shortens the time between us spending money on ads to get somebody in the funnel and then them hopefully spending money with us. So that's what it looks like. There's more that probably could be talked about, but if you have questions, let me know. I'd love to answer them.